So, good morning. Let's open your notebook to 3.2.2, and we're looking at part 3. Okay? Now, before we get into this lab, let's do a little review from yesterday. We were talking about collecting data. What is data? You remember? Information. Good job. After our question of the day. What is the importance of collecting accurate data? Why do you think collecting accurate data is important? Okay, write that up there. She said that people can replicate. Abby. So nothing goes wrong, like okay. So you get the expected result. Okay, you want to write that up? Savannah. That was what you said. Good job. So that will get the expected result. Others can replicate what you do. That's a really big one in research, because when you're doing research, which is what we're learning to do here, right? You want to make sure if you discover something, other people can replicate those results. The more people that replicate those results, the more clout your research has. Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Let's look at part 3. Yesterday we looked at our veneer sensors and we got a little familiar with the veneer sensors. In part 3, you guys are going to be using your sensors in groups to do a little experiment. Okay? So, first thing we have to do, we are going to divide ourselves into 5 groups. So I have 3 groups of 3, 2 groups of 4. Do you guys want to divide yourselves, or would you like me to help? You think you're good? 2, 4. I want to be over there. Okay. Perfect. 4 over here. Where's our other group of 4? So we have 3, 3, 4, and 3. Perfect. Nice job, guys. Okay. Now, we're going to read through part 3, and you're working in groups. And one of the things that we talked about in groups was assigning roles. Okay? Okay? So, we're going to read through part 3, and I want you to assign roles to your group members. Okay. The first 2 things are gathering your equipment, placing 100 milliliters of cold tap water into one of the 250 milliliter beakers. All these beakers up here on the table are 250 milliliters. Where would we get the cold tap water? Sink? Yep, very good. Add 2 ice cubes. I have ice cubes over here with a scooper. Okay? You don't have to touch the ice cubes with your hands. Okay. Now, the next couple steps go to whoever's using the graphic analysis app, whoever's computer you're going to use. Okay? So it gives you the steps on that app. Choose new experiment. Tap, don't save. Select view options. Figuring out what view options are. Okay, to me, where else? The chart that you did yesterday. We labeled those things yesterday, remember? Okay? So if you need help finding those things, you can raise your hand and come to me, or we can you have a chart where those things are labeled. Okay? Okay, the next step, place the temperature sensor into the cold water as shown. See the picture? Okay. Next, you're going to add 150 milliliters of hot tap water. Where do you think we'll get the hot tap water? Teapot. Teapot. Good job. That was a trick question because I don't have the teapot out here yet. But yes, I have hot water for you. And the teapot. Guess what? The hot water is going to be hot. Okay? Don't put it on your hands. I will go over and grab those for you. Okay? I will go over and get our pot holders. So, very good. Cora just found something that's not listed in the materials that we need, and that's the pot packs. Okay? Now, when 10 seconds have gone by, you're going to change your temperature sensor to the beaker of hot water. Okay? Do not stir the water or remove the temperature sensor. The data collection stops automatically after 6 seconds. It will stop automatically after 60 seconds if you did numbers 3 through 6 correctly. Okay? So we have to do 3 through 6 correctly to do that. Remove the temperature sensor from the meter and dry it with a paper towel. Where are we going to get the paper towels? Yay! Good job. Okay, now you're looking at the graph screen. Find the time where the water reached its highest. If you need help reading your graph, just raise your hand. I'm going to come over. I'll be around helping everybody. Okay? You're labeling and listing some data in table 2. Everybody turn to table 2 so you know where it's at. Okay? You did that. Yes, you did table 2 on the back. Okay? So table 2, you should have a graph screen and a table screen, and you're going to look at your maximum temperature and time listed there. What unit are we using for temperature? Celsius. What unit are we using for time? Seconds. Good. Where are you going to make sure that's listed in your graphic analysis? Okay, on the graph. So when you go to data collection, you can change those. I want to make sure that you're in Celsius and seconds. Okay? And then when you have that data, you're answering analysis questions for part 2. Does anybody have any questions so far? Okay, so your first step on your computer, I want you to assign roles to the people in your group. Then you can mark that on your paper. You can either highlight your role, you can write names by the number of who is doing what. Okay? In your group, so everybody has a job. The person that's using the graph, get your computer out. Okay? Get that loaded. Okay. Are we talking? Yes. Okay, now I see a lot of food and drinks today. What's the rule about labs? You can't eat the lab. You can't eat the lab, but we can't eat while we're doing the lab either. Okay, thank you. Look like it's water. I thought there was a shower. That's not looking to add. Okay, go to your all apps, the little blue square on the bottom of the screen, click that, and you're looking for your graph column now. Okay, guys. Here. You should also have meters on there. Here was a few options. We'll go down to here's your non block. Right there. That's zero. Is it? That's 100 from that. Okay. Well, you didn't do gift the part. Okay. Okay. So you will be do what's the joke you stop here. We're gonna get a new experiment. Okay. Now, if you look right here, it says first you have to have prompt. So, yep. Tap, and then it says choose meter and data table. Good. Now it down here says tap that close. That. Right here. Okay, and change the read to probably have to be zero. Then just try a question length and the data collection length changes continuously. That would be interval. So it changes to okay? And then top that. Now place area. So now you're going to go to your family. First time maybe no, okay, but then they are looking way more to draw procedure step by step. Okay? Now then it says place 150 milliliters of hot water into the bucket. Then you start data flow. So we're not starting until you get your hot water. Great. Okay. Now, make sure you're watching when you click select. Before you start collecting data, you should have your toolbox speaker. Start over. Ready? Okay. Exhale back. And then you can start turn you. Okay, I'm gonna go to that collection chat. And okay, right? Five. Okay, after the first part, go right here. Here, just pull water into it. Then at 10 skin out, okay, and a bit back point. Okay, well, you're telling me to do. Okay. We went to the procedure set. Oh. Okay. So the procedure says we're right clear. Okay. Once you put in your chemical thing, after you have the hot water, you start collecting. Okay, start. Okay, now start. It's going to collect here. You're collecting. When the fifth one hits, you take it and go in the hot water. Switch the temperature sensor to the hot water. There you go. Good. Yeah, but you're getting 150. Yeah, you're measuring from the bottom up. When you're measuring more water, here. Yeah, but it's not. Okay, and now it's going to start adding up. How are we doing? 5 times the water we go right, we don't go back to left. Okay, so we have that, right? So now we're going to view the data table. Okay, and then we're going to find the time when the water reached the highest temperature. That's where you're going to. Okay, so I want you to try to read it. You have both things here where you try and read it from the graph, and then read it from the table. And the time. Okay, so if you look at the graph, where did it reach the highest temperature here, reading from the graph? Okay, and what did it take each look? Okay, no. It is a graph from the graph, the table, and then look at it. And then you're going to tell me which is more accurate. Okay, so you're going to get some new graphs, and then we go on to how are we doing? Yeah. It's not. Okay, it stopped. Okay, so now over here, and I'm going to run the amounts from your graph. Factor in time, so the maximum temperature from your table. And then you can do the analysis questions. Not yet. Yes. So we have done our stuff today. Anything? Yeah. When you're done, clean it, dry everything off. Careful of the water, and it goes back on the table. Okay. You should also be And then after take the temperature hash go to sleep. Five, so it's not over to it. See, I have last year, so what okay? Because we were five of them. Hey, you can tell them the highest one because no kids get the other. Okay, so and have to be where they are. Now, if like it's a target here, slow down when you think the drop phone that even cat Cyber Fish had on the points by clicking like that, then that's still okay. But it's saying it wants you to just read it on the graph. Which is that the graph is going to be a little bit perfect. Okay. You guys ready? Okay. Right? Do you understand why? And okay. Able. Okay. If you have your stamp, we are going to go on to part 4 and read through. That's what we're part 4 because we'll be doing that on Monday. Six. I got So the Veterans Day breakfast, we're only feeding 40 people. We don't need quite as much help. We're not cooking as many things. And we have, is it student? Yeah, there's students from so that's basic. Like chicken. Yeah, yeah. That's what counts. For out of February. What?